I have heard stories from the farms back in Africa, where they used to
Africa
take the my grandparents would come home and they'd find some dogs like spiked on the fence and shit like that. Like fucking dangerous shit. Yeah.
Oh, it's getting bad there. It's getting really bad.
Oh, this is like fucking the 40s and 50s.
Oh well, it's getting
worse now.
It's actually getting even worse now. You think it'd be getting better, but it's actually getting worse. I don't want to get into that because then there's a whole political fucking.
Adam Thorn is back.
Yes. It's great.
Holy shit!
We've been
2
waiting.
years.
It has been 2 years. Yeah.
2 whole years.
It's been over 2 years. You know, I was supposed to come back. Maybe a year ago. Then I got bitten by a snake and hospitalized. Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. But you know, I was struggling with like death. Sorry about that.
Potential death.
No excuses.
Yeah.
I remember you messaging me that. I was like talking to Johnny, going, "I hope he's not dead." But you're fine.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
What happened that day?
Oh, I was out catching snakes as I do, and I got. It's a very rare occasion that I got tagged by a dugite, Pseudonasia affinis, which is part of the brown snake family, and they're quite venomous. They can do a lot of damage. I mean, if I left it, it would have killed me, but.
That's crazy.
I could have written it out, to be honest, blokes. I could have come and done your podcast, but shortly after I would have had to have been rushed to a hospital.
So we could set up a drip on the side there and just have you going like
probably. Like actually, you probably could have done like, I mean,
what do they give you for dugite bites? Is it just like an antidote thing?
Yeah. Well, the thing is with antivenom, it's like. It's pretty fucked because antivenom is like.
Is it like the flu where they give you some of the disease or some of the virus in order to combat it?
Yeah. They do with normal antivenin, but if it's like you don't know what's been you, they give you what's called poly. Now I didn't know what had bitten me, and I'm like, it's a dugite. It's part of the brown snake family. And they wanted to give me poly. I'm like, I don't want poly. Poly is like chemotherapy for cancer. It destroys
everything
in its wake. Right? Including the snake. If it actually destroys the actual venom inside you. And they're like, well, we're going to put poly in you. I'm like, I don't want poly inside me. I don't want that shit in me because that'll do more damage than good. I'd rather, like, no joke, not take any treatment and just ride it out. It'd be a rough few days or weeks.
Yeah.
But I'd rather ride it out than get that shit inside my veins. And yeah, it's one of those things where doctors know best. They're a doctor. They don't.
Yeah.
Like honestly, no, I'm not saying that like to be like disrespectful or anything. But doctors are trained to treat snake bites, absolutely, but on a like universal level where it's not like they don't know what's going on. For example, right, and I'll give you this an example. You get bitten by a king brown snake. Right? It's a king brown snake. It's the largest venomous snake in Australia. Right. So if you get bitten by king brown, what antivenom are they going to put in you? Brown snake antivenom. They're not brown snakes. The king brown is from the black snake family, right? So if they put king brown antivenom in you, or a brown snake antivenom inside you, it is going to fuck you up bad, right? It's Pseudechus, which is Pseudechus australis, which is the king brown, right? Brown snakes, that's from the genus. And then there's Pseudonasia from the genus of the brown snakes. So if you come to a hospital and go, oh, fuck, I've been bitten by a king brown, we're going to go put brown snake antivenin in you. You'd go to him, you might kill me with that.
Surely they would have worked it out by now.
They honestly don't.
Really?
Well, see, I always
don't.
got taught that if you get bitten by a snake, or even like with spiders as well, and you go to hospital, you're meant to be able to tell them what bit you. And they say, like, if you get bitten by a snake out in the bush, chase it down and find out what snake it was before you go to the hospital. Like, yeah, I got bitten by a snake in the bush. The last thing I'm going to do is chase down the fucking thing that bit me.
It's actually the worst thing you can do. Like, if you got bitten by a snake, the worst thing you can possibly do is try and kill the snake to bring it back to the hospital, or chase it down to try and identify.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing you do, because if you get bitten by a snake in Australia, they're all fucking brown, mate.
Yeah.
They are all fucking brown. Apart from like tiger snakes and shit like that, they're all fucking brown. You get a guada, you get a dugai, you get an eastern brown, you get an inland taipan, you get a coastal. They're all fucking brown. And they've all got different morphs. So they could be jet black, they could be banded, they could be this, that, and the other.
Different patterns and stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely right. So do not, most people get bitten by snakes trying to kill them. So, like, people go into the hospital with snake bites and stuff like that because they've tried to kill the snake. They've come into their house and they've tried to kill them. They've been bitten by them. That is the most input into emergency room and stuff like that are people that have seen a snake and try to kill them in their house. It's like, fucking leave the thing alone. I promise you, if you... it went under my daughter's bed. It went under my daughter's bed. Okay, that is a cause for concern. Absolutely. The thing will be gone by tomorrow. It ain't gonna crawl into your daughter's bed and fucking bite her. I promise it. I promise you that. Why would it? Why the fuck would it go out of its way to crawl into somebody's bed and tag him on the toe? It just...
Because everyone's seen it happen in the movies. Yeah.
So you're saying that they're a lot more defensive than people think, right?
Snakes.
They're more scared of.
Absolutely.
Well, they just mind that.
Yeah.
When I worked up north, used to go out in the bush when we were working, and I was out there having a piss one time, and I felt something go past my leg. I looked down, I just see this tail disappear off into the bush. I'm like, I'm done pissing. Locked it off, turned around, and just slowly walked away.
Yep. and if that snake saw you as anything else than just a bit of strata for it to slither by, it would have been you.
Yeah.
Right. But you were standing there,
just minding my own business.
Minding your business, and it went straight past you. Mm-hmm. See, that's what a lot of people think. Oh, snakes chase you. No, they don't. The amount of times people have come up to me and gone, oh man, this snake, it chased me bloody up there. It's like, and in my mind, like I sit there all the time and I sit there and go, oh yeah, okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, it didn't. It did not chase you. No. It did not fucking chase you. Yeah. If you stood on the fucking thing, it flipped around.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe it went, blah, blah, blah. Maybe 1.5 meters, went fuck off. It didn't chase you. You didn't run 100 meters up the street and the bastard was coming at you and knocking and banging at your fucking front door. It didn't fucking do that, right?
Yeah.
It didn't. And that's like a lot of myths that I hear all the time with snakes, and I humor people all the time because they are so adamant about it. They're like, it happened, it chased me, it did this, the thing fucking flew at my fucking neck, shit like that. I'm like,
yeah. It's usually because they're poking with a stick.
But it didn't. It's a thing with human beings' brains is they do the whole fisherman thing. It was this big, the fucking thing flew at me. It's like, no, it didn't. It didn't fly at you. Yeah. It didn't chase you. It didn't do any of those things. Like false memories are one of human beings' like biggest downfall is false memories. I mean, you could picture when you were a kid seeing, like, if you were lucky enough to see a venomous snake. The thing was the size of a house. The bloody thing chased me 2 fucking miles. No, it didn't. It didn't. As false memories, when you're a child, you get false memories, and it's an actual thing in human beings' brains. I saw that when I was a kid. I saw it was that. And when you grow up, you're like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. You tend to remember things in like exaggerations.
Yeah,
more than actually what happened.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, when I was working up north, it must have been like 2 o'clock in the morning and the dog was barking. We had this one dog around the camp. And it was just barking off down by the toilet. So I'm like, well, I just woke up, sort of walked down, and one of the other guys woke up and he was walking down as well. And the dog's by the step of the toilet block, just barking, and this big king brown was just curled up on the step. Like, it was pretty dark. Like, if we didn't have that dog there and someone went to the toilet at that time, they would have just stepped on the king brown going to the toilet.
Yeah.
That would have bitten. That would have fucking jumped if you step on the fucking
Probably.
snake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, like, if you step on the motherfucker, it'll probably swing around by you. Maybe. Or it'll try and get the fuck around. If you still get your foot on it, it'll swing around and give you a tag. But, like, you need to understand, it's like, it's the same with sharks. Like, I know you, Phoenix. I know you're not the kind of guy that's like, if somebody gets attacked by a shark, let's send people out to kill the sharks.
Nah, fuck no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same with the snakes. It's like we build houses smack bang in the middle of like snake territory and then go, why are there snakes in our fucking backyard? It's like, Jesus Christ, like what the hell did you expect? Like, they're like, oh, I cut his head off with a shovel. I cut his head with a shovel. The amount of times that I cut his head with a shovel. I was sitting there like, what, are you tough now? Like, is that a tough thing to do?
Yeah,
like, you cut his head off with a shovel. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, if there is a highly venomous snake, like a tiger snake or a dugite in somebody's house, I don't blame them for killing the snake. I don't blame them. I don't quite think it's necessary.
I think because a lot of people don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do in this situation. So for them, it's just like, oh shit, if I kill it, it's gone.
Exactly.
Get rid of it. Yeah. So
exactly.
it's like a natural human defense mechanism. If something's threatening you, kill it.
Exactly.
Snakes, people, yeah.
You name it, mate. No, that is right because, like, honestly, if you're, if you got a couple of young kids and you see a snake come into your house and you're like, what the fuck do I do? I don't blame the people for killing them. I don't. There are other ways around it, and there are other ways that I would love for them to go about it, but like, there are so many names on the list of snake removalists that do it voluntarily, but you can never get a hold of them. You try and ring these guys, you never get a hold of them. So I don't blame them for killing them. I do not blame them. Like, I hate it. It devastates me, but in their mind, I don't blame them for doing it. But a lot of people are afraid of snakes, and there is a reason for that. It is an actual genetically inbuilt in human beings to fear snakes. It actually is. Like, for example, monkeys all fear snakes. The great apes, gorillas and stuff, fear snakes. And it has been genetically passed down from us, from whatever relevant relatives we have, ape.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to get into that. Well, we did evolve from apes, people. I'm just trust me. It was like, well, if we evolved from apes, why is there still chimpanzees? I'm not even going to humor with that. You that shit. All right.
What about God, Adam?
Oh,
No.
jeez.
But you ever put a cucumber near a cat?
What?
You ever see a cat's reaction to a cucumber?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's from snakes.
right.
Isn't that from snakes?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it just like the whole legless thing? Like the animal is a thing that moves that doesn't have legs. It just moves from its momentum kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, back in the day, if something moved without legs, you're better off running from it than staying near it, because chances are it's a snake. So, like, it's interesting. Like, when I was in India, it was like, we were looking for lions, right? Yes, there are lions in India. And
There's
you
a
would...
shitload of lions in India, right?
Not as many as you'd think.
No?
Lions, not tigers. There's about 500 lions in India. There's several thousand tigers.
I think I'm thinking about tigers because they attack people regularly. Right?
All the
Yeah,
time.
all the time.
All
Tigers,
the time.
yeah, yeah.
A couple of people killed a week from tigers in India.
Crazy.
So last time I come on, I just come back from India looking for the lions.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah,
Where everybody was fucking following you.
Yeah.
You fucking rock star. Yeah.
Yeah. So in India, there's the most tigers than anywhere else on the planet. Obviously, there's I think 6 subspecies of the tiger. So you got the Bengal tigers in India, right? That's the most. There's the most of. Then you got like Siberian tiger, Indo-Chinese, Malayan, Sumatran, and stuff like that. Why I was in India was to find the lions. Lions, not tigers. There's plenty of tigers in India, but we were looking for the lions. There's a very small population. And we were going through the jungle, and you would hear alarm calls from the monkeys, right? Which these are langur monkeys, right? And they have an alarm call for a leopard. They have an alarm call for a lion, right? So you'd be like, you hear, whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, it's all right. It's just a leopard. And you hear, I'm like, oh, that's a lion. And that's we were in a month in India looking for lions. And you hear that, you're like, oh, because they call out to each other. Right. So the langur monkeys and all the other lower form animals that are, at the bottom of the food chain, they're all in cohorts with each other. All right.
Yeah.
So they're like, they tell each other, like, oh, fuck, I just seen a leopard. And he'll call out and he'll go, and he'll make a sound, and he'll make a sound, vice versa. They're all in cohorts. Like, I've seen a leopard in the area. I'll make this sort of noise. And if the chital deer sees a leopard in the air, he'll make a noise insinuating leopard. But they've almost got a language. I say that very loosely. Almost got a language where it's 2 separate calls for two separate things. If it's like a monkey and a chital deer and he's doing a leopard alarm call, it means just get out of the area. Right, get out of the area. If it's a lion alarm call, you can go on the trees. Go into the trees because
get the fuck out of there.
Exactly. Well, exactly. I mean, a lion won't go up in the trees. I mean, they can, but they probably won't. For something like a langur monkey, they probably won't. But it would tell the chital deer, get the hell out of there. But another alarm call will say, leopard, don't bother going up in the trees because the leopard will go up in the trees and get you. Just fucking piss off. Just get the hell out of there. All right?
Yeah.
So that it's pretty interesting knowing like how it goes. And I mean, that does relate back to human beings and being scared of snakes. It's like they have an alarm call for snakes. They have an alarm call for this, and it's been genetically like inbuilt in human beings to stay the hell away from snakes because they're dangerous. Not more unlikely because most snakes aren't venomous, but just keep the hell away from them just for the sake of it.
But now, so what snakes they have in India? And will the lions in India stay away from the snakes in India? Are they scared of the snakes there?
No, I mean, like India...
Because like if you're being chased by a lion and you go up a tree, can you make friends with the snake and the lion will stay away, or the leopard will stay away from the snake?
Yeah. More,
Fucking Jungle Book over here.
it actually, well, that's where Rudyard Kipling set the Jungle Book, was in India. But the chances are the most deadliest snake, arguably, on the planet is in India. It's the Russell's viper, right? So Australia holds the title for the most venomous snake on the planet. It's the inland taipan, or the fierce snake, right? It is the most toxically venomous snake on the planet. But nobody's ever been bitten by it, and it's never killed anybody. And then you go to India, and then you get the Russell's viper, right? Which kills hundreds of people per month, right? And it's nowhere near as toxically venomous as the inland taipan. So there is a difference between what's the most venomous snake and what's the most deadliest snake. The most deadliest snake is what snake kills the most people on the planet. And that is like the Russell's viper, the puff adder in Africa, they're quite on point with how many people they kill, but they're not. I mean, they are venomous snakes. If you don't treat it, you will die. The mortality rate's very high, but if you compare the venom, they're not that venomous.
How do you measure venom? Is it how quick it permeates the body, or how quick you can die from it when you?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that come into play with comparing the toxicity to venom. A lot of the times they will do experiments on mice, so they will like microdose mice with like a 1/12 of a drop of venom, and see how they react to it. So like a lot of times when you talk about the toxicity of venom in snakes and stuff like that, you will see how many mice die per milligram.
Right.
That is kind of a unit of measurement, and there could be 19 mice, there could be a whole bunch of mice. And then that whole bunch of mice could equal an elephant size of mice. So 1 drop of venom could kill an elephant.
Right.
So it's not like there is a unit of measurement where a drop of gram would do that. But I mean, the most common unit of measurement is how much a like microgram of venom would kill this amount of mice. And then you can ultimately add it up to...
How sad is that? Mice are the measurement for
mate, the mice cop it. I mean, like honestly, when I was 18 years old, I used to work for the University of WA in the laboratories, working with rodents, and my job was pretty much to assist the researchers in injecting these mice and these rats with horrible diseases. But it's like, but you would have to go through 1,000 mice to get that genetic strain that these researchers wanted, this genetically pure strain where the genome was perfect for them, where they can conduct their experiment. So what happens to the other 1,000 mice? You have to euthanize them. Yeah. You have to chuck them in a bag, and then you put carbon dioxide into the bag, and the carbon dioxide just takes the oxygen away, and they literally suffocate. And I was there for 2 weeks. The moment they started doing me with that, I was like, fuck this. I can't do this shit.
It's like a mouse holocaust.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. It absolutely was, mate.
I'm getting chills. See, that's what I was going to say. So, I mean, venom isn't the only way that snakes kill. Because there's the classic thing you always find those videos of, like, they find the massive big anacondas and stuff, and they slice them open, there's a human, like, still decomposing inside the snakes and shit like that.
Yeah.
And have you seen this one here that came out in Russia? This circus trainer is playing around with this snake. Let's just throw this one up. Oh, they put like some silly soundtrack. Hang on, see if I can get rid of it. And so, like, he's just playing around, like, you know, showing off with this. Do you know what kind of snake that is? Like,
I can't quite.
It's like some sort of angle. But just watch within a couple of seconds. You know, he's showing off, and then suddenly it's just closes up and goes, man, he's down and out.
Oh god,
and he's just out. But now this is the worst bit, is where he's like kind of twitch. It's just
why is no one helping him?
Well, and no one knows what's going on. That people come running in quite surely and just trying to rip this snake off him.
They should have done that ages ago.
Yeah. Oh. Now look at they're just trying to fucking pull the snake off him, and he's just within seconds. Within seconds, he's just fucked.
Is he dead or unconscious?
Well, they say dead.
Oh crap!
Just strangled him straight to death. But what's amazing is, you know, I mean, I'm saying amazing if someone just fucking died here. But, you know, snakes, like, the strength of a snake is in its entire body. Because you're looking at there, it's like that's the tail end that it's got wrapped around the neck, and just poof.
Look at the size of that snake, right? Look at the size of that snake. It's 10 foot max. That's a 10 foot max. And look how quickly it took down a full-grown human being, right?
Yeah.
That is insane. Once it gets around your neck and just stops the blood from going to your brain, you're out.
It's like getting choked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just need like maybe 2-3 seconds.
Oh,
That's if that.
Mate.
Yeah.
It's less than 10 seconds, you're out. And I would tell you this, they're all cold-blooded, they're ectothermic. So they got very slow metabolism. So if, let's say a reticulated python, and it would have to be 20 foot plus to be able to consume a human being. If it did consume a human being, it would not have to feed for another year. It wouldn't. Right. So like everyone's like, oh, snake can't eat a human. They absolutely can, and they absolutely have. They absolutely have. Right.
Because snakes, like, they dislocate their jaws in order to fit bigger things in. And
They don't dislocate them, all right? They don't dislocate them. It's like the jaw is like that. So say their skull's like this, all right? The bottom jaw isn't even connected. So when it's swallowing, it can split it like that. And its actual head actually breaks into like this, and it can swallow. It's like a human being swallowing a soccer ball or a basketball. But the thing is, where everyone was like, "Oh, a snake can't swallow a human being," is because a human being's shoulders are too wide. It's too of an extreme angle, right? And that was disproven, obviously, because we've cut snakes open and we've cut human beings out of them. But the thing is, how they get around that is, like, a lot of people, what they say is snakes, large pythons kill their prey by asphyxiation. So what actually happens is they put coils around the body, and every time its prey breathes out, it tightens the grip.
So is it like slowly crushing?
It's not crushing it, but every time it breathes out, it tightens it, so it can take a little bit breath, then it then it tightens the grips a little bit more. It takes a little bit, and until it's out of breath and it dies from asphyxiation. That happens. That is that what happens with most constrictors, boa constrictors, anacondas, reticulated pythons. But like, you know, that's asphyxiation we're talking about, where it's like you breathe out, you can't breathe in as much. It's a very it's quite a passive way of dying. If the snake is consuming prey like a human being, right, which is what we've seen in a lot of cases where snakes have consumed human beings, it's the snake has snapped the clavicle region of the person, the scapula, right? It is crushed the scapula, right? So it's literally broken the person,
just folded them
in half, right? So it's tightened this grip that much that it is literally snapped the scapula. So you can put that person's shoulder width, which was at all time a problem for the snake to consume, because how do you get it over shoulders? And it's gone. And you fold the person in half, and you can get straight over him.
Jesus, just thinking about it.
It's horrible, but it is rare. It is so rare.
Yeah.
But on one occasion, they have found a human being was consumed by a large reticulated python.
Still alive?
From the
Okay.
They cut him out. He was fine, mate.
Just put a Band-Aid on it. Yeah.
No, the snake had consumed him from the feet up, which is very rare for a snake to do. Snakes pretty much always consume animals from the head first. But with humans, it would actually be the easiest way to consume a human, because when you're going from the feet up, a human's arms can go up like that, and you can taper up a lot easier. Extend from the head and then going around the shoulders, you can taper up.
Yeah.
So that was one occasion where he was actually swallowed feet first.
What the climate change did a protest today in the city.
Oh, bless them.
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, it was actually down in Forest Chase. The
Weren't they worried that it would get out of hand?
Yeah, well, the organisers were... I can't remember the name of them now. I don't care because I don't want to plug them. But they organised...
Don't give them the satisfaction.
No, yeah, it's a fucking... But they organised the protests over in Melbourne and London, which apparently got a bit out of hand. So everyone was getting very
They're the mace in the cunts.
edgy about the protests here in Perth about climate change.
I don't know too much about it. What were they protesting? Just more action?
Yeah, they
That's-
want.
I
guess,
They
yeah.
had a list of demands,
Okay.
which were like put carbon output at a 0 by 2024 or something like this. These outrageous claims and stuff like that.
But what? Or else they'll do something.
or else,
Isn't that what terrorists do? They threaten with demands, and if not, they'll fucking do something.
what would they do? What are they going to do? What, they're going to disrupt traffic? I mean, honestly, it is awesome what they're doing. Absolutely. It's really great. But you don't get anywhere from protesting. Everybody knows that. Stop annoying people, because what you do is when you annoy people protesting, you put them in the opposite direction. If you're driving to work, right, and you are now late for work and got in trouble from your boss because of climate change activists, you now hold a resentment to climate change. You're like, oh, fuck these guys, man. They just got me in trouble at work.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be passionate about it. Like, fuck off. You know, like,
Well, I wonder how many people drove there or took an Uber to get there to protest. Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
How many people walked all the way from their house to the protest?
Oh,
There would be.
Very little, I'm sure, right?
I hope there
climate
would be.
change. Oh, I just got a diesel truck fucking spewing out fumes, mate. Fucking, it takes whale oil. That's the only way I can get here. Like, fuck off, mate. Trees aren't the best source of oxygen in this atmosphere for people. Vast grasslands actually are. All right. Vast grasslands are actually really good for creating oxygen in our atmosphere and stuff like that. And also the ocean, because the plankton and stuff like that actually produce oxygen for human beings, well, for the atmosphere. So, like, large rainforests like the Amazon, I mean, there's 9 football field times the size of the Amazon rainforest is cleared every day. All right. And it's like, oh, it's choking us. It is, but it isn't. All right. Like, these huge trees aren't, they're not the key to our survival.
Yeah,
they're actually
such a minute difference.
Exactly
to the
right.
overall thing.
Exactly
yeah.
right. It's vast grasslands that we once had, like, say, in North America and stuff like that. It's the ocean is the main cause of oxygen for us. You wouldn't think that, right? You would not think that, but it's all these microorganisms and stuff like that that live in the ocean that actually produce a bullshit amount of oxygen for us. I'm not going to get into details with it, but they really do. And to think that there might not be a fish in the ocean in 50 years' time is pretty traumatizing. But, you know, like,
I don't believe that.
a lot of people, a lot of people don't.
There are so many species in the ocean that we've never discovered before.
Yeah, but what does that mean? If there's a lot of species in the ocean that we haven't discovered for, the most prominent species that we've discovered in the ocean is phytoplankton and zooplankton, which is the thing that creates oxygen. So the undiscovered ones, they can remain undiscovered. They're not doing us any good. The ones that are doing us good and the ones that are actually giving us oxygen are the ones that we actually know about. There's phytoplankton, krill, stuff like that. I mean, we haven't discovered a lot of ocean. I mean, we've discovered 7% of the ocean. Yeah, fair enough. You can deny climate change, but if you deny climate change, you're an idiot, because climate change happens all the time. It's been it's been happening since the dinosaurs.
Yeah, but that's my argument is climate change is happening, but is it man-made or is it a natural occurrence?
Exactly. Yeah,
the climate has been changing since the Earth was an Earth.
It's true. It is true. It is true. The climate has been changing. Climate change isn't a bad thing. It's happened all the time. It's happened all throughout history. But whether or not it's to do with human beings, well.
Yeah. Or how much of it, I guess, is the better.
I see it like this. Like, if climate change was real, let's say it is. Let's say it isn't. Who knows?
Wait. Are we talking man-made climate change or normal climate change?
Man-made climate change.
Man-made. So that's the thing. We have to define
exactly
what we're talking about.
Okay, because it happens a lot. Climate change has happened for fucking a billion years. 4 billion years. All right, so man-made climate change. Right. So we have a finite amount of natural resources on this planet. Finite. All right, obviously. We have a growing amount of human population, which is growing out of control. All right. So when you completely destroy the ocean, and like Phoenix, these are things that create oxygen in our ecosystem. Is the ocean and is our forest. Well, our
plant life kind of thing,
plant life,
vegetation,
right? Yeah. So when you destroy both, and then the more people the influx of people just grow, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. Like, you're destroying the earth, right? We have seen the largest amount of climate change, the influx of climate change, the temperature rise, right? We've seen it happen. It took 30 million years to see what we saw in 200 years, right? There is no way of basing that back to human beings. There isn't. But I mean, come on. Fucking come on. You destroy the ocean. You destroy the forest. What else is causing this? What else? I'm asking you, as a personal question, what else is there? We know that these things actually influence the climate. They actually do.
Yeah.
Why can we not be responsible for doing this?
Because the Earth sits in a certain habitable zone in distance from the sun, and the sun expands itself, which means our habitable zone within our solar system is moving. We don't have control over the sun.
We don't. The sun will always be moving. The Earth will always be heating up, but it doesn't mean we have an excuse to completely fuck up the Earth while it's doing it.
No.
But I think the question more is to what extent? I think is or is that even a proper question?
No. Phoenix is right. It is constantly moving. It is constantly doing that. But does that mean that
we can just
that's
sit back?
That's the excuse for it. So let's just keep on fucking up the
absolutely, yeah.
But see, again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Devil's avocado. And a part of a dark part of me on the inside likes to think that yes, we're talking about we're fucking up the environment, we're killing trees, we're killing animals, all this sort of stuff. But at the same time, is there a part of us that is evolving into such a digital technology age where we as humans could evolve to not require those kind of things?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you are actually right.
Can we evolve to breathe polluted air?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's human beings, it's not natural what we're doing to the earth. It's not natural. It's it absolutely is natural.
Yeah.
We were evolved.
It's evolution, baby.
To do this. Yeah. It is absolutely natural. If it wasn't natural, what else was it? Was it divine intervention? It was it was evolution that got us to the point where we are absolutely destroying the earth. That is natural. That is so natural to us. If a fucking ant started welding and shit like that, that is natural. That is natural, man. That is evolution. And we evolved to the point where we are now where it's like, oh, is it natural to drive around cars? Yes, because we evolved to the point to grow to that. That is natural evolution. It is natural. Oh, if it wasn't from that, who else was it? Well, I've got one thing in mind. I'm not going to...
Well, it's same with big industries.
Yeah,
you know, people like when we burn coal, we mine or stuff. That's a natural evolution.
Exactly.
From and that's just natural what humans do.
Yep.
And what I'm saying, what I'd like to think on, like I'm saying, the bad side of it is that an evolution that we should embrace and allow us to just consume the planet and not worry about trees and the environment because we could get to a stage where it's no longer relevant as us to survive, or shall we say, technology to survive in the future.
Yeah, see, we are banking on the fact that we'll be all right in the future. We'll create the technology to make us all right after we've wiped out every natural resource. We'll be all right because we're humans. We are so smart. All right. And that's the famous last words, I think, because we're not that smart. We are so smart in the fact that we want to do things more than what an animal should want to do. We want to explore more. We want to better ourselves more than any animal ever has and ever would. But that'll be our downfall where we go, we'll leave it to the next guys. We'll be robots by then. It doesn't matter about trees and stuff. We'll have artificial stuff. What if that doesn't happen? What if we don't have artificial breathing apparatuses? What if we don't? We are fucked. And then we have to rely back on our natural resources. And it's like, why didn't you just fucking leave? Why didn't when you had fucking 8 kids, why didn't you have fucking 2? Especially when you couldn't afford fucking 8 of them in the first place. Fuck off.
Yeah. But see, what was I going to say now? It's like we got to say, like, billions of years ago when we were talking about like dinosaurs, cavemen, primates, or whichever came first, I don't know. They didn't have that.
It's pretty easy to do.
But they didn't have that idea that, we want to live forever. Our species is going to live forever. They just went by it naturally. We've gotten to the stage as humans where we want to preserve human life for as long as possible. Whereas shouldn't we just embrace the fact that we exist now, we're probably not going to exist in the future. Let's just ride it out.
Well, if human life wanted to make their mark on this planet, they've done a shit job because the human beings have been on this planet for the least amount of times than any fucking other animal. The fucking dinosaurs are on this planet for 220 million years. Fucking human beings have been there for 4 million years and they've fucking wiped themselves out. What is that a bragging right? No, it's a fucking embarrassment. Because why did they wipe themselves out? Because they're fucking arrogant assholes and they overpopulated the fucking earth. They destroyed the earth with everything they fucking had. Nuclear weapons, garbage, everything. And then they come across like, we're the fucking righteous people on this planet. No, they're fucking not. They are fucking disgrace and they wiped themselves out so early and they should have been wiped out.
Woo! I've been waiting for you all my life. Hoping for a miracle. Those claps.
Oh, it's a party.
Actually, I'll tell you something about this that actually happened last Friday night. Right. So I got sent a bottle of champagne from the TV network that I just finished doing a season with, and it was like this symbolic sort of thing about it,
with
right?
Flowers as well?
Oh, they sent me like a whole box of like
bouquet,
goodies and stuff like that, and like a fucking $100 bottle of champagne.
Dear Adam.
Yeah, dear Adam, I appreciate what you've done. But like I opened it up last Friday. I actually got it the week before, but I opened it up last Friday, and I was like, the symbolism behind this, right? And humor me for a second. I was looking at this bottle of champagne and I was like, it only just turned 30, right? And I was like, my ultimate goal was to be on a TV show by the time I was 30. Literally 2 days before I turned 30, I just wrapped up a TV show, all right? And I got this bottle of champagne, all right? And the last day of filming for this TV show, Johnny Clegg died. Ooh. The last day filming, right? The last day of me filming. And he influenced me for the past 10 years, man. It was my soundtrack for the last 10 years. So I'm opening this bottle of champagne. I'm like, no. I need Johnny Clegg playing my all-time favorite song, Johnny Clegg, Great Heart. I need this playing in the background. So I'm opening this bottle of champagne. And the fucking pop tops, I didn't even have to pop it. And I was just like, I teared up, man. I was like, the symbolism behind this was just like, Johnny Clegg, I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't have this bottle of champagne from a TV network without him. And he died on the last day of us filming a season of a TV show. And I was like, it's you, old fucking Johnny Clegg, mate. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, is a toast to that.
Yeah, is a toast to old Johnny Clegg, mate.
Yeah.
Johnny fucking Clegg. Mate, the guy was in his 60s. He was suffering from cancer, and the last weeks of his life, he was still on stage doing this thing, mate. Yeah, and if you ever have a chance to see YouTube clips of him live, he's a bloody machine. He's amazing.
I feel kind of upset that I don't know about Johnny Clegg. Yeah.
Once you see him on YouTube, mate, you will be like, Johnny Clegg. Everyone's seen what's it called? What's the one? George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
There's one scene where he's dancing around the campfire and Johnny Clegg's playing.
Okay.
I've been waiting for you all my life, hoping for a miracle. And it's playing around, and I guess that's how he got semi-famous. But like our Jimmy Barnes and stuff, in South Africa, Johnny Clegg is like our equivalent to Jimmy Barnes. Everybody knows him.
Right.
Johnny Clegg, of course we know him, mate. He's the white Zulu. You know, of course
because I remember my mum mentioned Johnny Clegg.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from South African descent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Johnny Clegg, eh?
Yeah.
You know what, my boy? Listen to me now. All right.
Oh, you sound like my uncle.
Is your dad South African as well?
Dad's from Zimbabwe.
Oh, Rhodesia.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, he's from the
Rhodesia back then.
he's from the dark part.
Did you forget that I was from Borneo?
No, I knew you were from Borneo.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew last time because when we were at your house last time, I think you had just been or you were about to go to Borneo to see your family or something like that.
Yeah, I often go back, yeah.
Yeah, whereabouts are you
year.
from?
Well, from the actual Brunei.
Brunei. Oh,
Yeah, Brunei.
That tiny little bit. You
yeah.
scraped into the Brunei bit. That's cool, man.
Yeah, the north part, yeah.
But isn't that that's the only like civilization on the island? The rest is just fucking jungle.
There's a lot of villages, little villages.
I can't say I've never been there.
No. Well, Borneo is split into 3 different parts. There's the top bit is like Sabah, which is Malay. And then the bottom part is like Kalimantan, which is Indonesian, and then you got this tiny little bit of Brunei, which is where our friend here is from.
Yeah, real small population. Yeah,
tiny.
People. Yeah, I'm a bit of a. People never really know what type of Asian I am. I get everything from like Korean to Japanese.
What are you?
Yeah. No, really, what are you? Yeah, half Chinese, but my dad's like a native of Borneo. So,
I mean, that's pretty. Like you go to Malaysia and it's like nobody's Malay. They're Chinese. They're part Indian. They're part like it's very rare.
Yeah,
it's a melting pot. Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, I don't like using that term because everybody uses that term, but like
it's a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a melting pot of civil cultures. But honestly, like Malaysia is like. It is a fucking melting pot.
It is, yeah. It's like central point that everyone kind of gravitates towards.
Exactly. They're coming over there from spice trades, from India and stuff like that.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, Malaysia is one of my favorite places to go to.
I don't like the humidity. I just can't, I can't deal with it. But I think, you would thrive in that.
I love humidity, man. I love being hot, sweaty and disgusting.
So that's the thing. Like, I spent, 3 hours in Kuala Lumpur. during a stopover, and we went off and around, and it was humid as fuck.
Oh yes.
And
Super
I
hot, yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
The girl I was with fucking hated it. She was just done, but I'm just like, I could actually stay here. Maybe. No, we can't.
It's one of those things that I enjoy about high humidity places, because you're sweaty, you're drenched with fucking sweat, you're drenched, you're wet, you're disgusting, but everybody else is. So
That's right.
So it's fine.
Yeah,
If
you don't have to worry if you smell because everyone else does.
They do as well.
Yeah.
So you rock up to a bar, you look like a bloody disgrace. But they do as well. Like there was like a drone rate. Like, oh fuck, it's humid out there. Oh boy, is it? Like, look at you. Look at me. Like you know, it's fine. That's what I love about it. You know, I love the humidity, because if you're fucking gross, everybody else is.
Everyone just has that shine.
Oh yeah,
everyone's just shiny.
That greasy sheen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it puts everyone on the same playing field, right?
Oh,
It's
damn
just-
straight.
It's kind of
That grotesque playing field.
I want to play. Let's play a game.
Oh,
A game?
A game called "What the fuck is in Adam's bag over there?"
okay. Alrighty. Okay.
Okay, Adam's opening up the bag, and I'm.
You need me to take one of those?
Yeah. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's crazy. What type of snake is it?
This is a southwestern carbine, and angry on that. See, he's wrapped up my hands.
Oh, fuck!
Oh.
Holy crap!
What's his name?
Tell us more about it. Is he?
He was called Hitler.
Hitler?
I didn't name him Hitler because he's angry.
Oh crap!
He is a bit snappy, isn't he?
Is he okay just being in that bag all day?
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's perfectly fine. When they have no mental stimulation, they're fine.
Okay. Oh,
Don't fucking bite me.
this is crazy. It's been a while since I've been this close to a fucking snake.
Yeah.
Last one was me ex-girlfriend. No.
Fucking camera!
Did you see that?
It's all well and good having someone's pet in here, but something that actually.
Ah! No! Oh, fuck! Why? No. Alright.
Okay. Oh, shit.
No, Ran. I'm concerned with how bruised you are as well. You've had a few. No.
If I show you the video of what I've been bitten by.
Oh, okay.
it's fucking nothing.
Okay. Go towards Phoenix.
No. Adam, please. No. Holy fucking Jesus Christ.
I'm literally sweating. Oh shit! It's just so shiny. I don't want to startle him by moving. So what would actually piss him off? Is it just
doing what I've been doing?
There we go.
Oh no!
That would piss him off.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! Holy shit!
Hey, why
Okay,
did you
it's
bite
going.
me? Well, I know you're going to bite me because I'll fucking piss you off.
Oh no! Okay, that's crazy. So how do you put him back in the bag? That's crazy. Do you want a tissue? Adam actually got bit.
Did you get? Oh,
Oh my god!
that's a little bite.
That's a little nick.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still moving in the bag.
The Mission Control Podcast.
Well, I'm going to bring out a few
things first.
I'm gonna bring out a few benign things first.
Benign things. Okay.
Because I don't know if you noticed, but I am wearing a pouch.
You are wearing a pouch, like a leather.
It's like a holster.
Right. You've got the whole.
Well, yeah, you just Ubered from the jungle anyway. So.
Well, exactly. I mean, a lot of people say I'm like Indiana Jones, but in the animal world, I'll take that. I'm just as grumpy as Harrison Ford.
But can you crash a plane just as well?
Probably better. Get off my plane. All right. Well, I like legitimately, I'm going to reach into my pouch.
Okay.
I'm going to pull something out. I don't know what it is, and I
Okay.
legitimately don't know what it fucking is. Oh, well, that's my... I don't know what the fuck that is. That's
Ooh, wrong pocket.
all right.
So Adam's reaching into his brown pouch. What is he going to pull out? Is it going to be a...
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So-
You got a bag of goodies.
Oh yeah, I've
What
got a
is
gift
that?
bag. Right? You know when you used to go to parties as a kid, you used to get them lolly bags. Alrighty.
Sorry, can I quickly just interject and make a shout to people that are listening to the podcast? Do check it out on YouTube because this is all video. So if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, jump on YouTube and the whole video is there.
Oh,
And you can
absolutely.
see what Adam is holding right now. Yeah.
If you're not watching this and you're a bloody chump, bloody do it. You can't see what I've just whipped out of myself.
But what is that? It's a
All right, so this. What do you think that is? Take a guess what that is.
I would have first thought it was a tooth, but it looks more like a claw.
You would have been right in the first place. That is a tooth.
I guess tooth as well.
That is a tiger tooth.
What?
What?
That's a tooth of a tiger.
That's fucking huge.
Panthera tigris, which is
Nice.
a Bengal tiger.
Where did you get that? What?
But like I will tell you this straight out.
Okay.
I'll tell you this straight out. This is a replica.
Okay.
Right? Because if I got a real one, then morally, I couldn't justify that.
Yeah.
So this is a replica. So that is the root, right?
Mhm.
So where it would have been in the actual tiger was there.
Fuck.
So that is what's going on inside
That is
you.
huge. Yeah.
Oh, it's big, but that's a Bengal. That's not the biggest tiger. The biggest tiger is the sorry, I'm drinking. Is the Siberian tiger. The
Okay.
Siberian tiger can weigh 350 kilos and stand 12 feet tall when it's on its hind legs. And its teeth would be a lot bigger than this. This is just the average Bengal.
Fuck, 12 feet. Fuck.
12 feet, mate. Yeah, well, think about it. Think about it like this. Like bears. Grizzly bears. Alaskan grizzlies. Kodiaks. Kodiak bear, which is Ursus arctos midoriya, which is the Kodiak bear. And then you get the grizzly bear in North America, which is the brown bear found throughout most of North America, which is Ursus arctos horribilis. The grizzly bear. When Kodiaks especially get bigger than the grizzlies, they can stand 10 feet tall. 10 feet tall.
That's crazy.
Right? Then you get a fucking Siberian tiger, which, by weight, the bear would make it piss. But by height, it's standing at 12 feet tall, the things are fucking enormous. The thing's 350 kilograms, so just over 700 pounds, and stand over 12 feet tall.
That's like
And
fucking
then-
almost up to the ceiling.
Oh yeah, it would be. And then
Fuck,
you
Jesus.
get then you get a grizzly bear that stands 10 foot tall, maybe a little more on odd occasions, but can weigh 1,200 pounds. So what's that? 800 kilos. 7. It's a big fucking animal.
That's crazy.
They're huge. Like, you don't understand how big these fucking animals are until you're on close levels with them. And I believe I've got a tiger claw somewhere in there.
Oh, a claw.
I've got a claw of a tiger.
Wait, so you're saying that tooth is from a Bengal tiger?
That would be Bengal. Maybe even smaller. So you've got the Bengal tiger, which is the most commonly known tiger, which can get very close to Siberian tiger size. Then you've got smaller species like the Malayan tiger, which is Panthera tigris jacksoni. Then you've got the Sumatran tiger, which is Panthera tigris.
Vulgar display of power.
No, it's
Cowboys from hell.
Sumatra, yeah. Cowboys from hell. So there you go. If you want to look up something fucking trippy, mate. If you want to look up something trippy.
Okay.
So that's the Bengal tiger. That's what's found throughout India and Nepal and stuff.
That's such a beautiful animal.
Oh yeah.
I'm such a fan of big cats.
It's a big male as well, and and see what you see is that is a well-fed. So that pretty much exists on Chital deer, Sambal, Sambadeer, and stuff like that.
Did you say sambal? Like the
No.
like the Malaysian sambal?
Oh, just to add some spice into it. No.
Well, I was going to say, just a fucking...
Sambadeer.
You can tell it's a male just to make
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Why?
just in case anyone was questioning it. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. And do you know how they can actually identify each individual tiger by these?
Oh, man.
By those whisker spots right there? They are like fingerprints.
Yeah.
Right. So each individual makes up a pattern. Right. These are pretty uniformed. These are very uniformed. But you get like that alone, you could identify this cat 2 years later just by taking a photograph and IDing these whisker spots. They are like fingerprints for a big cat.
I've even heard like the nose, like the little kind of like goosebumps on the nose is also a fingerprint for cats.
Absolutely. It's called Dermal Rostrum, which is literally the bumps on the nose. So and you can also ID them if you want to get if you're lucky enough to get a what's called a pug mark, which is a big cat print in the mud.
A paw print, yeah.
A paw print. You can count what's called the dermal ridges in the print, which is very hard with big cats because, like, you've gotten a cat, they're just like sandpaper, right? But you can actually, if it is a good enough print, you can actually ID them from that. Wow. But I mean, this stands out like a sore thumb because this is a really good photo. You can zoom right in on its whiskers. You can zoom right in on its streaks, and this one has.
I'm just admiring the muscle.
Mate,
that thing will rip your fucking arm off like it's.
Mate, that thing would weigh 230, 250 kilograms, right? And that is solid muscle, right? I remember the only encounter I've had with a tiger where it was a near miss was when I was by myself in the jungle in Malaysia, and I woke up out of the tent. Actually, I was asleep and something was hitting me in the fucking head while I was sleeping. Then I woke up and there was tiger footprints all around my tent. It was a Malayan tiger. Malayan tigers. If you saw a Malayan tiger, it's like seeing a bloody unicorn because Bengal tigers, you can see them. You can see them all throughout Bangladesh in the Sundarbans. You can see them all throughout central India. Malaysian tigers, now that's like seeing a bloody unicorn. This unicorn was trying to eat me.
Jeez.
You know there was tigers in Bali.
Really?
Yeah, there was tigers in Bali. There was a subspecies of tiger in Bali, the Balinese tiger. It went extinct in, I believe, 1910. It went extinct, and it was the smallest subspecies of tiger that ever existed. But there were tigers in Bali.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That Bali had tigers, yeah.
Well, it was declared extinct in 1910. Well, I don't believe it was 1910. I think I just made that up, but I think it was a bit later on. I think it was maybe 1940.
Yeah.
But I did know that when my grandparents were going to Bali, there still might have been Balinese tigers still existing,
Holy
which
shit.
is fucking spun out to me.
Mm.
Well, anyway, lion claw.
Wow.
You seen this? That is the claw of a lion.
That's crazy.
See that?
You take it for granted how big these
Dude.
fucking things are.
Dude, I carry this around with me at all times because do you know what it does? I've had encounters with lions. I've encountered with tigers. I've encountered with elephants. When I carry this around with me, it makes me remember what the fuck these things can do. If something like that, right, with 5 of them on either paw, got a hold of me, and then 4 of these, you stand no chance.
Yeah.
The biggest eye opener was, and this is very strange. I was at my brother's house, and my mate brought around his dog, which was a Swiss Shepherd. It was like a white German Shepherd, and it went feral and grabbed a hold of my brother's dog. Right, grabbed a hold and started shaking it. My brother's a small, medium-sized dog, and 3 of us went up trying to get this dog off my brother's dog. And no joke, it sounds fucking cruel, but I was punching that fucking dog in the head like I would a man. I don't hurt animals. This thing was about to tear my brother's dog's head off. I was belting this fucking thing. My brother was belting it. The owner of the dog was like belting it. Nah. Did fucking nothing. I grabbed a hold of it. My brother grabbed a hold of its jaws trying to get it off. We couldn't get it off. We got our fucking hands caught up. Finally, we fucking got it off. Right. Got it off. That dog weighed maybe 35, 40 kilos. Could you imagine if a 350 kilogram cat got a hold of you? Fucking no chance.
Yeah.
Fucking good night, nurse. See you later.
That's the thing, because what I love about big cats is they kind of almost just act like normal cats, like house cats. They're fucking cats.
Yeah.
They'll be fucking lazy. They'll be fun and playful. They just play really hard.
Yeah. It's true. It's like the ancient Egyptians worshipped cats as gods, and cats have never forgotten that. They still are worshipped as God. I love big cats. I love big cats. I don't like domestic cats. I like them. I like them if they're okay, but like if they are, you get pompous fucking big cats. Oh, not big cats. So you get like domestic cats, and they're sitting there like.
Yeah, like my cat. Yeah.
Well,
they know they're a cat, and they're just like, I'm a cat.
Exactly. You go to pat the bastard, and it like hits you.
Yeah. It swipes at you.
Like, what the fuck do you... And they're only nice to you when they want something. They're emotionally like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah. Well, some would argue that they're, like, because they're just kind of spoon-fed, that they kind of grow late. Like, there's a high rate of diabetes in a lot of cats because they just become so lazy. Plus, the food that we're feeding them is, like, terrible as well. It's mass-produced kibble and all that shit.
Yeah, but that's the same with dogs, but, like, with cats, it's like... The thing with cats is, right, they're domestic cats. They were bred down from thousands of years. They pretty much have no natural cat in them, although they do. That's why they fucking destroy our native wildlife.
Yeah.
But like what they do is, like with dogs, and canids, stuff like that, they're always in a pack. Canids are always in a pack. Big cats, tigers, cheetahs, leopards, jaguars, they don't hang around in packs.
They just run solo. Yeah.
They run solo. I mean, cheetahs might be an exception. They hang in loose packs. But domestic cats, most cats, domestic cats aren't anywhere near ancestral wise to these big cats. They're not. They're felids, absolutely, felidae. But let's get this one thing straight. They are not mini lions, tigers, leopards, or jaguars. They are absolutely
completely different. Yeah,
they are absolutely not.
Yeah,
right? Let's get this one thing straight. They are very far removed from that. And everyone's like, "Oh, they're just fucking loose." They're not. They're very far removed. So you've got like so many different species of big cat. You know, you got the margay, you got the ocelot, you got the jaguar, you got all these. They're not big cats. Because what's classified as a big cat is what's in the genus Panthera, right? Which is only 4.
Yeah.
Right. There's only 4.
Yeah.
In the genus Panthera. That is tell me.
The lion.
Yep.
The tiger.
Yep.
The Panthers. No, Panthers down with the leopard and.
I'll get with you I'll get you with you on Panthers.
Jaguar.
A lion.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
Really?
And
cheetah.
Leopard.
Yeah.
Bingo. So what happened with when people say panther? That's a different scenario. Panther is if you go back to maybe like the 18th century, they called pretty much all hunting big cats panthers. Right? So then if you get into like panther, what would you say a panther is?
What would I say it is, or what would it look like?
What would you say if you were to picture panther in your head?
Mm-hmm.
What would you describe a panther in being?
I would almost say, which I know is probably wrong, a big cat with no stripes.
Well, I think everyone goes for a black panther. Everyone knows a black panther.
A large, usually just one color, big cat.
Like a big black cat.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more, not elongated, like it's got a longer...
But what is it?
See, I would put it in the same...
It's a cat.
You're stumped.
It's a fucking cat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're stumped. Because a black panther is actually a melanistic leopard or a melanistic jaguar. It is a jaguar or a leopard born with a mutation called melanism, which means it has too much melanin, which means it is black. That is a jaguar. That is a black jaguar. And you can still actually see the rosettes. So you can still see the rosettes in it.
Can I make this bigger somehow?
Look at that fucking thing. Yeah, see, so this is a melanistic jaguar, and you can tell it's a jaguar just by the shape of the face. But you can still see the rosettes. You can still see the spots. Well, spots. They're not actually spots.
They do have more of a kind of a chubbier, like a rounder, softer face.
Yeah, jaguars tend to have more of like a dog face.
I was going to say, it's
like a Doberman or something.
Yeah, so if you look at a jaguar versus a leopard, pull that up, and I dare you to try and tell the difference. I will tell you the difference because there's a pretty significant difference between them. But I mean, you're talking about this is a New World cat, which is South America, Central South America.
That's what I was going to say. Even with the domestic cats, there's Old World domestic, or Old World cat, and then
New World.
New World.
Yeah.
But I heard that the only difference was Old World bury their feces and New World leave it open. But this is like from what I've read in like commercial books and stuff. So.
If you mention Old World or New World, Old World in any animal means Old World means Southeast Asia through to Africa. New World means South America. So if you're talking about a New World monkey, you're talking about a Central South American monkey versus an Old World Southeast Asia sort of monkey.
Okay, so it doesn't account for the chronology, right?
No, not with domestic cats because domestic cats are so bastardized. Like their genetics, fucking who knows where the fuck we got them from? We have no idea.
Yeah.
So we can't go, oh, this is New World, this is Old World, because we have no idea because they've been bred down, they've been interbred. So I have no idea. This is a beautiful leopard.
Look at this guy.
This is a beautiful...
Oh, I just want to stroke him.
This is a beautiful young leopard.
See, I'd be so terrible in the wild around big cats because I'd just look at them. I just want to play with them. Like,
if you can see him, if you're lucky enough to see a leopard that close, then you're unlucky in that sense. Because leopards are the smallest of the big cats. Panthera. What is it? Panthera.
Starts with P?
Yep, it does. I got it. It's... Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay. Don't look.
Panthera pardus.
Yes, correct. Panthera pardus. Yeah.
So Panthera pardus. So this, like, leopards are my all-time favorite big cats because they're the smallest of the big cats. There's only 4, right? What separates big cats is being in the genus Panthera, but also having the ability to roar. The cheetah can't roar. The mountain lion can't roar.
Okay.
These big cats can roar. Right. It's unbelievable. And these things do become man-eaters. These things are second best to the tiger in man-eating competitions. The old fucking leopard. And what I love about these they're not the biggest, but they take down big shit. These things leopards max out at maybe 90 kilograms. Maybe big ones.
They're
90
slim, really slim.
Oh,
right?
they're big.
Yeah.
They're slender, but they're sly and they're agile, and they max out maybe it. Bigger ones have weighed more, but maybe they probably max out about 90 kilograms. But they will take down a kudu. They will take down anything that weighs double their weight, and they will drag it up a tree and eat it to stop lions and hyenas stealing their prey.
But the leopard is the fastest of them all? Like whenever is it a cheetah? Cheetah is the fast one. They always refer to like
a cheetah isn't a big cat, even though it's a fucking big cat and it stands taller than a leopard. A cheetah at the shanks, actually at the shoulder, does actually stand taller than the fucking leopard, but it's not Pantera.
But the cheetah is the fast.
Oh, absolutely.
The fast one, yeah.
Absolutely. A cheetah can hit over 60 miles an hour. A cheetah can hit about 116 kilometers per hour in a single sprint. 116 kilometers, if not more. I think one was clocked at 123. Like
going downhill.
Not a downhill. No, but the thing with cheetahs, they can only do it for a certain amount of time.
I was going to say that cats need big periods of rest, and then they have this high metabolism, right? They're always on edge.
Very fast metabolism.
Yeah, so they're always half awake at all times.
Yeah, and cheetahs, like leopards, like tigers and stuff, they don't really have, like dogs, they have to pant to get rid of their heat. They don't sweat, right? So a cheetah can literally run itself to death. If it goes too hard, too fast, it will die. It will drop dead. They don't sweat, so they're literally like, and they'll pant. They'll huff and they puff. Cheetahs are amazing. I mean, this is a jaguar. I don't know why they put it there. That's a jaguar. I'll tell you. No, not that one. The one in the middle.
Which one? Yes.
Yeah. The way you can tell between a leopard and a jaguar is, I'll tell you. Look at this. Right, look at this.
Okay. Yeah.
These are called rosettes. All right. So they're like surrounded by black, and then you got this shit in the middle. Right. You got this shit in the middle. You look at a jaguar. All right. A jaguar normally has bigger rosettes, more dog-faced face, but jaguars normally always have a dot in the middle of that rosette.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll show you that. Yeah, all right.
Look at that. There we are. That's a nice jag.
Yeah, so you can see the difference, right? Here, go this one. Right? So see this? He's got the rosettes and he's got dots inside those rosettes, which is very unique to jaguars. These dots inside those rosettes.
Definitely see the face. The face is totally different.
The face is it's a very tiger face, but it's these rosettes. They're white, and you can see dots inside the rosettes. You don't get that.
What about the ears? The ears look definitely rounded and more.
It does look rounded, but that's because he's more alert. I mean, look at the face of that motherfucker. He's more alert, but like you see here, no dots inside those rosettes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I wouldn't have picked that up. Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a little tip you can tell your friends. Anyway, I've got something else cool to show you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Holy fuck! I'm excited. What's that?
Megalodon.
Oh,
that is a shark tooth.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap!
This is a small megalodon. I've got another one coming on Monday that is even bigger. This is the smaller of the two. This is about 4.5 inches. Mm-hmm. This is from Carcharodon Megalodon.
That's crazy. Is that how do they get that? Is that just from a dead one?
They're actually very common.
Okay.
Everyone always says, is that real? It is real. They are very common. You find them in North America mainly, but you can find them all around the world.
Because they drop all the time, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. It's a shark. They drop like 200,000 teeth in their lifetime. Maybe 30,000. Okay. That's a stretch. Yeah. But if you're a megalodon, that's a lot of bloody teeth.
Yeah.
All right. So these are found in creek beds, rivers, things like that. People find them. I bought this because like it still has a serration. It's still sharp. You take things. All right. So a lot of times, like they're very common. They're not uncommon, but some like a lot of times they're broken and shit like that. And yeah,
That one's pretty intact.
Imagine like that's.
could you imagine?
Can I feel it?
That like just the size of it would just you have.
Oh, dude.
Oh, there's a bit of weight behind it. Too.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Well, the fossilization literally turns it to stone.
Yeah.
You got nothing to worry. Well,
But that's because with sharks, the shark teeth have like multiple layers, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's not just like we have one layer. They've got like 5 or so freaking layers.
At any one time, they've got about 30,000. Yeah, they got a lot of teeth. So when that one sheds, another one in literally days will come forward. And yeah, you got a lot. So this is from Carcharodon Megalodon, which is Carcharodon is the same genus as the great white shark. So picture a great white shark, 60 feet long, right? 30 ton, right?
Fuck.
That's bigger than a humpback whale. What it fed on whales about the size of a humpback whale.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, I love sharks. Sharks are fucking.
Oh mate,
great.
they're
beautiful.
interesting. There's over 500 species of sharks, and only 4 of them really are dangerous to humans. So I think sharks have such a shit.
They need to fire.
reputation.
They have to fire their PR agent.
Oh fuck, mate! They
they're not
absolutely
doing
do.
well. Yeah.
Oh mate, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Sharks kill maybe 12 to 20 people a year. How many do you think we kill a year? Just out of curiosity.
6, 7. No, more than that. What do you mean in actual like
In entirety.
Okay, intentionally plus accidentally as well, or just how many?
Bycatch as well, yeah.
Thousands. Tens of thousands.
Well, I'd say a couple of hundred, maybe.
Thousands.
100 million.
What? Globally.
Human beings
Okay.
globally kill 100 million sharks
Jesus.
per year. Sharks kill maybe 20, if that. Who's the fucking monster?
I know. Look at the cute guy. Look at him.
Oh,
It's
fucking
fucking
look at him.
beautiful.
So this is a typical Carcharodon carcharius pose. You know, you've got the nictitating lens, you've got the ampullae of Lorenzini. See these little dots at the top here? See these black dots? They're called the ampullae of Lorenzini. So what they do is they pick up any electromagnetic pulse in the ocean that any living organism emits. That's what they give off. And look at the teeth on that motherfucker, eh? That is a beautiful specimen. That is a Carcharodon carcharius in its finest. Ooh, beautiful.
Do you know how long it took? Sorry to cut you off. How long it took me to realize? You know, in fish and chip shops, they sell like baby sharks all the time. Is that a myth?
Well, when they say bronze whaler, bronzy,
No, like what's that?
Like gummy shark and things like that.
gummy.
No, like there's a type of fish that this whole time I thought was a fish, but it was actually like baby sharks, and it's quite common to find it in fish and chip shops. Am I like just?
I think you're still living in Borneo, man.
But there are some fish. Like, well, I actually don't know now about shark because
This is called a lateral line.
Mm.
See, that's called the lateral line. So that is any pressure in the water, it'll pick up pressure. So if somebody falls in the water, it'll pick up that pressure. It'll get you. This motherfucker will get you from a mile away. Now, I don't know what you're actually quite talking about there, Daryl, but
I'm going to try and look it up. Sorry, just talking amongst yourselves.
hake?
Is it hake?
No.
Okay.
Hake's not a shark.
But see, I like it. Well, I'm still debating whether. I mean, so my problem, like when they brought in the whole wanting to cull the sharks off the coast here, that in itself, I fucking hated. I hated the idea of that big time. But then I thought to myself, well, what they're doing, they're obviously not going to listen to people. They're going to do what they want to fucking do, and they're going to go kill these sharks.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, if you're going to kill these sharks, the least you could do is like sell the meat and actually try and do something, have a bit of a benefit out of it.
You can't. Not with sharks. because sharks are a top order predator, right? So they're very high in mercury. So like mercury is a heavy metal that builds up throughout the levels through a sardine all the way up through tuna up until the top predator. So if you're going to sell the meat of a great white, it'll be inedible. It is literally like it's so high in mercury and it's so high in ammonia. You'd eat a fillet of it, you'd probably poison yourself.
What's the deal with those like Chinese restaurants selling the shark fin soup? Is that actual shark fin?
No, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting shark fin soup.
Yeah.
You're getting a chicken broth that
With some fish in it.
exactly. Even if you get shark fin
fish sauce,
soup, legitimate shark fin soup.
I remember there was a big uproar about, God, they're using like actual shark fins, but I'm like, that's pretty hard to procure, isn't it?
Oh, dude, if they're killing 100 million a year, it's not that hard to procure. They'll get in there, but they use like a shaving of it, and then they put it into like chicken broth, and then they serve it to them. It's a status symbol. China has the most amazing culture, the most amazing traditions, the most amazing medicinal remedies for a lot of things, all right? But there are 1 or 2 that they can just do without, right? And that is rhino horn, that is shark fin soup, that is tiger
penis,
stuff like that. I'm like, you've got so many beautiful cultures, so many, thousands of them. Fucking do away with a couple. Just do away with a couple.
100% agree. Yeah, it's so archaic, I think, and it's the whole snake oil thing. It's like people will buy shit because of some superstition.
Yeah.
And that
superstition and popular culture.
Yeah, and that runs rampant in China. You know, oh, this will make your dick grow bigger or whatever.
Which the Chinese need.
It's proportionate.
They're little people.
We're little, therefore it's little. By the way, it was flake.
Oh, flake.
Which is school shark.
Yeah.
So it's like the small, tiny. Yeah, but it's not like shark, you know.
Flakes are pretty broad. It's a broad term. Yeah. Flake means a flaky shark, which can be shovel nose. It can be anything. Yeah. It's bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same with hake stuff. Yeah.
But hake is an actual fish. It's an ugly looking motherfucker, but it is a fish. Hake is a fish. Flake can be any white fish that flakes when you fucking peel it.
Is that why they give it the name?
Yeah.
I thought it just never showed up to parties.
No.
But is that just the texture?
It is literally called flake because 9 times out of 10 it might be shark because shark is cheap and they may as well palm it off. But if you order flake, it's a unidentified white fish.
Just the leftovers. All the introvert sharks that get caught like accidentally.
Hey man.
Hey man. Oh, that's crazy.
So what do you guys know about aliens?
Let's have a look at that little baggie there that I thought was weed.
Oh, you wish it was weed. You wish it was weed. Oh, it's just ginger dags. All right, so what I have in my hand is woolly mammoth hair.
What?
This is the hair from the permafrost from Siberia, probably about 11,000 years ago. This is woolly mammoth hair.
Shit. All right, let's get a bowl. Let's smoke it up. Let's
roll it up, gentlemen.
Roll it up.
Let's get it down us.
How the fuck? So they took that out of the ice, or
you see, like, man, I show so many people this, and they're like, "How do you know it's real? That's not real. Fucking any ginger guy could have cut that off his asshole. Fucking anybody could have, right? Anybody could have. But what you got to understand is, woolly mammoths were very common. Very common. They're found all the time. All the time. fucking people in Siberia and Russia and shit like that dig up fucking woolly mammoths all the time. They feed them to the fucking dogs. They're not that uncommon. So for me to acquire a doily bag, what is that? What is that? A 50? a 50? A 50 of
That's some good shit, man.
of fucking woolly mammoth there. Oh shit! It ain't that uncommon.
Okay.
It's not that uncommon. But
So what killed them off? Was it just the climate changing?
okay, so
They were Ice Age, weren't they?
they were Ice Age. They were from the age called the Pleistocene Age, which was the Ice Age, right, which we had Smilodon fatalis. We had a lot of other megafauna and stuff like that. Okay, so we did have mammoths. And we had mammoths that were widely dispersed through North America all the way through Scandinavia and stuff like that. The last mammoth died 12,000 years ago, 11,000 years ago. No, it didn't. The last mammoths died on an island called Wrangler Island, right, which is between Alaska and Russia. It's a very small island called Wrangler Island. And that's when the last mammoths died. That was about 4,000 years ago. So literally, when they were building the pyramids, when the aliens were there building the pyramids, that there was mammoths still existing on this one island called.
But how? Shit! I heard us. But how do they get to the island? They swim there? What?
No, they didn't swim there. It's a big island. It's you know of land bridges and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so land bridges and things like that. But it's like one of those things where it's like. You get the Cambrian age, you get the Pleistocene age, you get a lot of ages where Earth was combined in a completely different sense of things, and there was land bridges and stuff like that. And obviously there was a land bridge between Alaska and Russia. I mean, you can literally now see
where the landmass,
you can see Russia from Alaska. You can stand in Alaska and see Russia visually. And then there's if you go down a little bit, then there's Wrangler Island, which is like 4,000 years ago. Man, fucking how trippy is that?
Yeah.
Fucking mammoths existed 4,000 years ago. That's it? Geometrical, that's fucking nothing, man. That is nothing. That's tomorrow. That's yesterday.